Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing good. In the last video, I have discussed about the potential. So this is the second video for the electrostatic potential. If you have not seen the previous video, please go and watch that. I'm going to put the link in the description as well as in the I button. Now the thing is, today I'll be discussing about the potential because of a solid non-conducting sphere, dipole of course, due to ring, sheets, infinite wire, and then we'll be talking about the work done in the on a dipole in an electric field. Okay, now let's quickly start without wasting time. Let's say if I want to find the potential in a non-conducting solid sphere, non-conducting sphere. Let's say solid sphere. Okay, let's say if I have a sphere of, let's say radius is r, okay, and having a charge q, and let's say rho is the volumetric charge density. Now if I want to find probably the potential because of this sphere, I could have actually choose 3 points. One point could be at any inside it, let's suppose at this point, which is the distance of r over a, let's say a. Other point could be on the surface over here, let's say b, or it could be a point outside the sphere, right? So basically we have three positions at which we could be asked to find the electrostatic potential. Alright, then if I talk about this point, it means r, distance r, let's suppose the distance of this point is r over here. When r is more than capital R, it means we're talking about the outside, right? Potential at C, that's definitely we know it's going to be kq by r, because if I go outside this, this starts behaving like a point charge, and because of a point charge the potential is given as kq over r. Now let's say if the r is equals to the capital R, if r is equals to the radius, it means we're talking about a point on the outer surface of the sphere, right? That is potential at V. Of course we know that's going to be kq over r. This is very important thing. We're going to be, since it is known to us, so we'll be using this in solving a lot of questions over here as well. Okay, now the third case, r is less than r, that is inside the sphere. Now we know that if any conducting or non-conducting sphere or conducting whatever it is there, the charge will be coming over here, so the potential on surface is quite easily known to us, right? Now so what I'm going to do, if I want to know the potential at a point inside it, let me choose an elementary particle. Let's have a sphere of radius r. Now if I could actually find the potential at the amount of charge inside it, I would be able to find the potential at the surface, right? If I could get the entire charge coming inside the sphere, I would be able to find the potential at point A, because this is now going to be on the surface of this elementary sphere, isn't it? And on the surface it's given as kq by the radius, the distance from the center. Simple as that. That's the idea behind choosing this kind of elementary particle over here. Now guys, I'm sure you guys know that electric field at any point inside the non-conducting sphere is given as kqr over, let's say, r cube. If you don't know, I'm going to do it right now, no worries. So the electric field is given as kqr over r cube, where r is the radius of the bigger sphere, r is the point distance of the point inside the sphere from the center. Okay, what we do in this kind of cases, we're going to quickly figure out how to do this one. Before that, let's say rho will be given as the total charge by the volume, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Fair enough. Now if I want to find the electric field at this particular point, electric field is given as how much? Kq over r square. So let's say we have dq over here, because I'm talking about this part at this particular point. So let's say this is small d, not a big deal. Small d will be how much? K dq by r square. Or let's say if I'm talking about the electric field over there, so I need to find the dq. So dq should be how much? Rho into dv. Fair enough. So rho is how much? Q over 4 by 3 pi r cube, and the volume of this small part should be how much? 4 over 3 pi r cube. Well, this part will be cancelled, so okay, yeah, so I'm going to have how much? Q by r cube into r cube. That's going to be the small charge dq. Okay, so small field over here will be how much? K q r cube over this r cube into this r square, which will be cancelled. So you can see I've got this electric field. If I assume that this is the only part I'm talking about, so I can say okay, E is going to be this much, right? So kqr over r cube, that's the electric field at a point A because of the charges coming inside that small sphere. Okay, now let us get into the discussion of finding the potential. All right guys, not an issue. So the potential V is let's over here, we know that dv is going to be negative of E dot dr, right? Integration of that. Now if I put the limits over here, guys, you should understand that at the surface is known to me, right? Electrostatic potential on the surface, let's say Vs, that is always known to me, that is kq over r. So that's why we choose the lower limit as Vs. Now at this point, let's say is the potential is V, on the surface is Vs, at this point I'm choosing V. At the surface, what is the length of radius? That's going to be r, and at this point A, that is how much? R. I'm done with the putting the limits over here. Now so this is going to be V minus Vs equals E. What is the value of E? It's nothing but K Q R over R cube. Just now we have seen this over there. Now dr, in this case this Q should be how much? dq actually, this Q should be how much? dq. So let me put it over here. That's going to be K dq R, okay, let me just put it over here. So dq K dq, okay, and okay, already we have done that. Okay, already we have figured it out. Okay, kq r dr, because already we have found the value of E. I don't want to get into again one more time. Well, limit should be how much? Negative of r to r. Alright, then let's take the constant out. I'm going to have how much? kq by r cube common. I'm going to have r dr. Limit is going to be, put a negative sign from here to here. Okay, now so over here I'm going to have V minus Vs equals to integration of r is how much? R square by 2. So kq negative sign over r cube r square over 2, limits from r to r. Fair enough. Now let me have bit space. Now in the continuation of this, let's say, I'm sure you guys have noted down this thing, or else you just pause the video and note it down. Vs we know, Vs is how much? kq by r. So V minus kq, okay, it's little weight, okay, let's wait. Okay, so this is going to be how much? V minus kq at the surface r equals negative kq over r cube times, I'm going to have r square by 2, okay, and minus capital R square by 2. Fair enough. So V should be how much? Let me take it that side. I'm going to have kq r negative kq r cube, and inside we'll be having r square minus r square, and 2 could be taken out, isn't it? Let's open the bracket. I'm going to have kq by r negative kq over, or you can do one thing, let's take the kq by r common right away. I can choose to have kq by r common. I'm going to have 1 minus 1 by 2 r square minus r square. Fair enough, guys. Okay, let's quickly solve it out. So okay, let me just erase this. This board is slightly insufficient. Okay, so V should be, therefore V should be kq over r. If I solve it, I'll be getting how much? 2r square. Now open the bracket quite carefully. I'm going to have minus r square plus r square, isn't it? Down I'll be having 2r square. So this is going to be k cube. I'm going to put it here, so I'm going to have 2r cube. Inside what I'm going to have? 3r square minus r square. So that is the potential which we were looking for, isn't it? Yep. So we got to know what is the potential at a point inside the sphere, at a distance of r, small distance r. Now if I want to draw the graph of the potential versus the distance, that also we can do, but as of now let's understand, if radius becomes equals to r, radius becomes r, how much I'll be getting? This is going to be kq by r. You can see here at any point outside, of course I'm going to put this r, at any point outside it becomes like kq by r itself right away. There's no point because this r will become small r, right? Okay, anyways, now let's try and draw the graph of this. Okay, for the graph I'm going to use this part. Okay, now let's say if I draw the graph, I want to have the graph of V versus R. This is your V, this is your R. Okay, now guys, at what point V is going to be maximum? Definitely when this part becomes 0, I'm going to have the maximum potential. Okay, so maximum potential will be at R is equals to 0. If R is 0, how much I'm going to get? I'm going to get how much? 3 by 2 times kq over R, right? That's going to be the maximum potential. Now it will decrease till R, isn't it? And the decrement should be this way. It should be like this till R. Let's say this is R over here. R is equals to R. At this, when R is equal to R, this is going to be how much? kq by R. And after this, this will vary according to this formula. That's going to be how much? That's going to be like this. So that is a variation of potential with respect to with distance from the center. I hope it's clear to all of you. It's quite important. We'll be discussing more about it when I'll be discussing about the conductors, in that particularly when we have this cells and all. Okay, now let's quickly move on to the next part of it, that is the potential because of the, let's say, ring, you know, or maybe we can go with the straight line. Let's suppose infinite line also we can find. Okay, now the next heading is potential due to infinite rod having lambda as the charge density. Okay, let's say number 2, due to infinite, you know, wire, I can say, having lambda as charge density. Okay, let's say if I have a wire, infinite wire, okay, lambda is the lambda, coulomb per meter is the charge density. I want to find the potential because of this at, say, let's say this particular point B. Guys, for the infinite rod or infinite sheet, the absolute potential at any point is not possible, cannot be figured out. So what we do in this kind of cases, we find the potential differences. So how do we do that? We're going to move from one point to another point, and then we're going to have some potential difference. So let's say this point is A. I want to find the potential differences of VA minus VB. For the infinite sheet, infinite rod, you know, the absolute potential could not be easily found, you know. So we always talk about the potential differences in this case. Fair enough, guys? Okay, I'm sure you guys remember that electric field due to an infinite rod is how much? 2k lambda by d, where d is the distance of the point from the infinite rod. That's what we have done, right? Okay, now over here, let's suppose the distance of this point is any point over here. Let's suppose I'm trying to find over here. So let's say this is R, distance of this point is R. Then electric field at this point will be how much? Let's say electric field at that particular point will be how much? 2k lambda over R. I know that dV is equals to negative of integral E dot dr. Now this dr will vary from where? From this point A to point B, isn't it? So the value of this R will vary from this point to this point. So let's put the limit A and B. Likewise, I'm going to have VA and this is VB. So from here I'm going to have I can say VB minus VA. I know that the potential at point A is going to be bigger if this a positive charge density lambda. Then at this point we'll have higher potential. At this point later on the potential will decrease. Simple as that. Okay, so VB minus VA should be how much? Negative of E. E is how much? 2k lambda by R dr integration from A to B. Okay, so that's going to be 2k lambda, negative 2k lambda could be taken out, integration of 1 over R dr, limit is A to B. Okay, I can actually choose this minus and put it like this. I can say that VA minus VB could be 2k lambda, integration of R is how much? ln R, the limit is going to be A to B. So I can right away say that VA minus VB is going to be 2k lambda ln of B by A, isn't it? So that is the potential differences coming up in the case of infinite rod. Fair enough, guys? Because in this case absolute potential of infinite sheet of charge or rod is cannot be taken, so we take the potential differences of the 2 points already I've told you. Now let's quickly go ahead and check the potential difference because of a ring. Let's talk about the ring. Let me just quickly erase this. Potential due to ring. Potential due to ring. Okay. Charged ring, I would say, definitely it should be a charged ring. Okay. Now let's say if I have a ring over here. Let's say if I have a ring. Okay. Now if I want to know the potential at any point on the axis of the ring. Let's say I want to know at over here at a distance, let's suppose point P at a distance of x from here. Okay. Alright then. Now let's say the radius of this is r. Okay. We know that field at this point is how much? K cube x over r square plus x square to the power of 3 by 2. We know this already. We have done in the electric field. If you guys have not seen that, please watch that video, how to find the electric field because of a ring on its axis. Okay. Now, sorry. Now I know the value of E. So I know that dV is going to be your negative of E dot dr. Now over here, this point distance could be from infinity to this point at the center, right? Agree or not? Okay, let's say this distance is r over here. Let's say r, then I'm going to have r over here, and let's say this is small r. No problem with that. Okay. Now this er could be from infinity to center 0. Let's say O is 0. I'm going to put the limit. Now based on that, at infinity the potential should be how much? 0. At any point P at a distance of r from here, that should be, let's say, V. So I'm going to quickly put it up that this is going to be V minus 0 equals E is how much? K Q R over r square plus r square to the power of 3 by 2 dr, negative of that integration from infinity to this point. Okay, sorry, let's say keep r, sorry, this is gonna be r, of course. Let's say keep it r at any point r. Alright guys, now in this kind of integration, what we do, simple, I'm going to put this as t square. So let's say r square plus r square is t square. What is variable over here? A capital R is constant, the radius of this ring is constant, that's not changing, isn't it? Okay, already I've written over here. What is varying is r. So 2r dr by dt, this should be how much? 2t dt, cancelled. It means r dr is nothing but t dt. Fair enough. So I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to have v equals negative of infinity to this distance r, kq. Okay, I can write kq out because that's a constant. So let's say minus kq out over here. Okay, let's say 1, that's going to be v. Fair enough. Now okay, let's not put the limit now because that will be changed because the differentiation constant is changing. So I'll be having how much? R dr, that's going to be t dt. Down I can put how much? T square to the power of 3 by 2, that is going to be tq. Now let us put the limit based on the value of t. Well, when r is infinity, I'm going to have, okay, r is infinity. Okay, so this is going to be infinity. When r is equals to r over there, so that's going to be r square plus r square. Agree? Fair enough. Now this wire is okay. Now in this case, let's use this part of the board. So v should be how much? Negative of k q. This is going to be t square. Integration of 1 by t square is nothing but minus 1 by t. Let us put the limit infinity to r square plus r square under root of that. So v should be how much? V should be negative of kq. Negative could be taken out positive. I'm going to have 1 over r square plus r square minus 1 by infinity is 0. That's all. So v should be how much? Kq over r square plus r square. So v already have got, that's nothing but, I can write this, v is going to be kq over under root of r square plus r square. Isn't it? Now you can see that the value of V depends on the value of R again. So if I want to draw the graph of the potential versus the distance, let's have a look at this one. Okay, let's have a bit of cleaning over here. So if I look at the graph of potential versus R, let's say R, this is V. Potential going to be maximum when R is how much? 0. At this point is going to be maximum, and that's going to be how much? KQ over R. So it is clear that at the center in the ring, potential is maximum at center of the ring, isn't it? Center of ring. Fair enough. Now if I go ahead, it will keep on decreasing. So this is going to be like this, you know. So left hand side also it will be like this, right hand side also it will be like this, because it's square. So even if I put negative R, it does not make any difference, it will keep on decreasing only. So that is the potential because of a ring. Fair enough, guys. Now let's quickly talk about potential because of a disk. Fair enough. Now when we talk about the disk, again I have to choose an elementary particle over there, and that of course should be a ring of certain thickness. Already we have seen this kind of things in the electric field and all in the previous videos, how to choose the elementary particle. We had a good amount of discussions on those front over there. Okay guys, now when we talk about this disk, let's say potential due to charged disk, potential due to charged disk. Okay, let's say we have a disk. Okay, now let's say the radius of this disk is R. Let's say sigma is the coulomb per meter square is the charge density. I want to see the variations in the potential on the axis. Okay, so let's say there is one point P. I want to know the potential at this point. What we're going to do, we're going to choose an elementary particle over here that is going to be a ring, let's say of radius R and thickness dr. I'm going to choose a ring of, let's say radius is R and thickness is dr. Okay, because of ring, I'm going to have some electric field over here, right? Isn't it? So that electric field, because of this small ring, should be how much? K dq, okay, over into x. Let's say the distance is x over. I'm choosing x because R I have chosen as the radius of this ring. Kq x, k dq x over. Now this ring has a radius of r square plus x square to the power of 3 by 2. Fair enough, guys. So I don't have to get into this now. Again, I'm going to do that because right now already I've done the potential because of the ring, isn't it? So I don't have to do all this stuff one more time. So I can right away do the potential because of this small ring, isn't it? That is, let's suppose dv, small dv. At this point, because of this should be how much? K dq. Just now we've seen r square plus x square. Over here radius is r, distance is x square, isn't it? That's what we have done. So don't have to get into the basics of finding the electric field and then potential and then blah blah things. Right away I can say the small potential at this point because of this small ring should be k dq over r square plus x square. Okay, now I want to integrate this and I want to get the net field over there. Fair enough, we know that dv is equals to minus of, I would right away say the v should be, because already found integration of this thing. Now at this point, how to put the limits over here? Okay, let me just put it up over here, the value of this, then the how to put the limit will be getting clear by its own. So we'll be having r square plus x square, root of that. Okay, now if I talk about this small charge, small amount of dq, let us first find the value of small dq. Okay, small dq in this case should be how much? Sigma into small area. Small area gonna be how much? 2 pi r into dr, right? So I'm going to get the value of dq. So let's put the integration of that. I'm going to have how much? Sigma k sigma times of 2 pi r dr over r square plus x square under root of that integration. Now we can see that what is variable? The variable is r over here, isn't it? Now I can easily put the value of limit of this r. Well, r will vary from where? 0 to capital R. So we should be, integration of 0 to r, and inside what we have, isn't it? Yep. Now let's put in the values of this. Let's start doing it. Okay, here we have k is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. I can take out 2 pi, sigma 2 pi 2 pi into sigma will be taken out. Inside I'll be having r dr and we'll be having r square plus x square. X is constant, it is not changing, isn't it? Now this will be cancelling up. I'll be having 2 epsilon naught. So I'm having sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now just now we have seen how to integrate this. Let's r square plus x square is equals to t square. I'm doing it right away because you can check it out. It's going to be how much? 1 over, this is going to be t dt over t. Simple as that. Now I'm just writing it over here. I can choose t square is going to be equals to r square plus x square. Now when r is 0, t is going to be how much? X, isn't it guys? I'm going to put the limit x. When this r is equals to the capital R, this limit should be how much? I'm using the red color for the visibility. It's going to be x square plus r square under a root. This t will get cancelled. So let us have a bit of clear space over here. Okay, so let me just erase it up. Already you can see that you have noted down. Okay, so now the v should be how much? Sigma over 2 epsilon naught dt, that's going to be t, and limits already we have, that is x to x square plus capital R square under root. Let us put it out. So v is going to be sigma over 2 epsilon naught x square plus R square minus x. So that is the potential at any point on the axis due to this disk, isn't it? Now again it's vary with respect to x, in this case it varies with respect to x. If I go away, so it is going to be maximum when this part is 0, isn't it? So again the same thing, we can draw the graph of also this also, so that you can do as a homework, and let's see how many of you do it correctly. Now let's quickly move on to the electrostatic potential because of the dipole. Okay, and then I'm going to relate that with the how to find electric field because of dipole also, though we have already done it in the previous lectures. Still I'm going to do that. Alright then, now let's talk about the potential because of dipole. Potential because of dipole. Okay, V due to dipole. Okay, let's have a dipole over here, minus q plus q. Okay, and the distance between them is 2d. Alright, now I want to find the potential at any point, let's say over here at an angle of theta, which is making from the center. Okay, let this distance be r. Now what we need to do, we have to find the potential. Okay, let me just make it a little better. Okay, alright then, it's getting messed up. Okay, like this. Now I want to find the potential at this point P. Let's say this is making angle theta over here. To find the potential at P, I need to find the potential because of this minus q and this plus q. So definitely I must be knowing these distances, Now here we have little amount of assumptions that we need to do. The reason is very obvious. Finding this length would be very difficult over here. So what we do certain amount of assumptions over here. Knowing the fact that this is very small distance, so if I extend it and make a perpendicular from here, I can say that this length, let's say PA, this is B, this is C, PA could be equals to PC. PA could be assumed equals to PC because this length is very small. This angle is going to be theta. Likewise, in this case, PB is going to be difficult, so I'm going to draw a perpendicular over here, a perpendicular, let's say this is D. Okay guys, so again same assumptions, this is, let's say P, so PB could be assumed equals to PD. Now when we have a right angle, then things becomes easy for us if it is in triangle. Let's suppose this is 2D, then this part will be how much? D. Then this length should be how much? D cos theta. Agree? Right? So this length is going to be D cos theta, this length. Likewise, even this length is going to be how much? D cos of theta. Okay, let's have the potential one, V1, because of this charge minus Q. So V1 could be given as right away K minus Q over this length could be assumed to be PC. Then PC is going to be R plus D cos theta. So we're going to have R plus D cos theta. KQ by R. V2. Let's say V2 is because of this charge at B. Let's have Q over here. to look good. Okay, because of this charge the potential should be how much? K Q over R. This length should be how much? R minus d cos theta. R minus d cos theta. Simple as that. So the net potential V should be equals to V1 plus V2 is a scalar quantity. So I'm going to have KQ, I'm writing it this one first, KQ over R minus d cos theta. This is going to be minus KQ over R plus d cos theta. Right? Now we can take the LCM and we can proceed from here. So I'm going to take out the KQ common. I'm going to have KQ common. I'm going to be having R plus d cos theta minus R plus d cos theta over this into this is going to be R square minus d square cos square theta, isn't it? Fair enough, guys. R will be nullified. I'm going to have, so the potential V should be equals to how much? K cube d cos theta, 2d cos theta, 2d cos theta over R square minus d square cos square theta. Fair enough? Okay. Now, what is the dipole moment? Dipole moment is nothing but Q into 2d, going to be dipole moment. So V could be written as Kp cos theta, and if I assume that this R is quite bigger than this length d, okay, assume that R is quite bigger than d, then this part can be ignored and giving us R square. So that is the potential due to a dipole at any point P at making angle theta with the center of the dipole. Guys, quickly note it down. Kp cos theta over R square is the potential due to dipole at any point P at a distance of R from there. Now, if I know this, I could actually find the electric field. Though I have taught you how to find the electric field because of dipole in the previous topic, let me use this to find the electric field over here. Okay. Now, let's me quickly erase this. I'm going to use that. I'm going to keep it over here on the board itself. I'm not going to remove it. So, it's just like a kind of recap. Electric field, you know, due to dipole. A lot of people fear with this dipole because, you know, of these big, you know, assumptions and all they fear. Let us do it over here. Now, let's have the dipole. Okay, minus q plus q. Distance, let's say, is 2d. All right. Now, if I want to, okay, let's say at this point P. At this point, I want to know the electric field. Okay, let me join it. All right, here we have. Okay, this is my point P. Okay, now let's say this angle is theta. Not a problem. Okay, we know that dV is equals to minus of E dot dr. So E should be how much? Negative of dV by dr. So it actually means that change in the potential with small change in radius, small change in displacement, right? So over here, I'm going to have two kinds of, you know, field over here. One E radial and one E tangential, or you can say parallel or dipole. You can, let's suppose, theta. Why theta? Because if I move from this point to this point, I'm going to have little change in the potential. I can find that. So let's say this distance is dr. Now if I move along this line, let's suppose I reached here, then you can see that the angular position will change by, let's say, small d theta, isn't it? From here to here, this angular position will change, and that's going to be equals to how much? Let's suppose r d theta. Agree, guys? So if I want to find E, I have to differentiate. You can go with the partial differentiation over here because the potential will be changing because of radial displacement and angular displacement. So let's say the net field is here. Net field is here, making some angle alpha with this ER. Process is very simple. So ER radial will be how much? Negative of partial differentiation with respect to R, and in this d theta is nothing but over here, you know, in this angular displacement I can write nothing but r d theta, right? So E theta in this direction will be nothing but dou v negative by r dou theta. So if I could get it individually, I would be able to answer my question, isn't it? So if they have given the V, I can find the electric field. If they have given the electric field, I can find V. Not a big deal. Okay, let's quickly do it. Now let me try and find this ER. ER should be how much? Negative of what is V over here? Kp cos theta by r square. When I'm differentiating with respect to r, partial differentiation, r will be taken as the variable, theta will be constant. So I can say d by dr of Kp cos theta, guys. Now Kp cos theta is constant, so that's going to be negative of Kp cos theta. Okay, of course I missed out this r square. What is the differentiation of? I can, okay, let me write one more step. Dou r, you know, this is dou, this is dava, you know, of 1 by r square. Okay, this is going to be how much? Negative Kp cos theta, differentiation of 1 by r square, minus 2 by r cube. Fair enough. So I'm going to have how much? 2Kp by r cube into cos of theta. So that is your E in this radial direction, right? Not a big deal. Likewise, I can find for this E theta also. So E theta should be negative of 1 by r. If you look at this part, I'm going to put r negative 1 by r dou V, dou by dou theta. Okay, this is dava by da theta. Okay, of K P cos theta over r square. When the partial differentiation is, you know, taking place with respect to theta, r square will be taken as a constant. I'm gonna take it out as a constant, so I'm gonna have, you know, negative of 1 by r cube. Kp will be taken out common. Differentiation of cos theta is going to be how much? Minus sin theta. Alright guys, so E theta is nothing but Kp by r cube sin theta. I'm done with this, isn't it? Simple. Now I want to find the net electric field. What I'm going to do, since ER and A theta is at right angle, I can use the vector rules to find the vector, you know, the net electric field. I hope so far things are clear. So look, when we talk about the dipole, it's not a big deal. It's actually a very easy thing. You just need to understand things properly and how do we approach. Your approach should be very clear. Your mindset should be very clear about how to approach the question. Okay. Now let me find a net electric field. Let me just have a bit of space over here. I can actually erase this part also. Alright guys, okay. Now this E should be under root of E r square plus E theta whole square. Correct? Okay. So ER, that is how much? 2 Kp by r cube cos theta whole square plus, this is going to be how much? Kp by r cube, this is cube, okay, don't be mistaken, and sin theta over whole square under root of that. Okay, now let's erase it. So this is your E net, I can say. Well, that should be, I can take out Kp by r cube common, Kp by r cube. Out of it I'm going to have 4 cos square theta plus, this is going to be sin square theta, root of that. Guys, so cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1, so I can write 1 cos theta square theta plus 1 sin square theta is 1. So I'll be left with, so E net will be Kp over r cube 3 cos square theta plus 1. So I can write 1 plus 3 cos square theta, isn't it? Quite an easy task. So now we are able to find the electric field because of a dipole using the concept of potential, isn't it? So the potential is Kp cos theta over r square, and with that I can actually find. So I'm sure you guys have understood the meaning of this dr, d by dr, and dava E by, your d theta, how it varies, because we know that A is equals to dv by dr, change in the potential with respect to change in r. So I changed a bit of length in this direction as well as in this direction, and things was done quite easily. Okay, now let's see, if I place a dipole in the electric field, how much work we need to do if I want to rotate it or we till certain angle. So let's see how much work need to be done on a dipole in an electric field if you want to displace to certain angle, or you can say rotating uniform electric field. Let's say, okay, let's keep it here. Okay, let's say if I have, or you can say work done in rotating a dipole in uniform electric field. Simple as that. Okay, now let's have a dipole over here. Let's have the dipole initially in its stable position, equilibrium. So let's say this is minus q and plus q. Let's say the length is again 2d. Okay, let's say I want to displace it to a certain angle theta. So let's say it is displaced to certain angle theta over here. Okay, now if I'm doing it, of course, let's suppose this is plus q here and minus q here. Electric field, let's suppose it is in this way. Okay, before that you need to understand, if you want to bring it, there could be a question that I want to place electric dipole in the uniform electric field, how much work should be done? That also we can do. First let us finish this up. Okay, now in this case there would be a force acting in this direction, there would be a force acting in this direction. So the work done in this case, when I'm trying to move it angular, so the small work done dW should be the couple acting on it. Couple is how much? P sine theta, right? If you have not seen this video, if you have any doubt in this couple, how to find, just check out the videos of the dipole and all. It's going to be couple into the how much? Angular displacement, right? Into angular displacement, couple into angular displacement. So couple is how much? P E sine theta into d theta, the angular displacement, right? Okay, this marker is over now. So if I integrate this, so work done should be integration of this. Now theta is how much? From 0 to any theta, let's say theta, because in equilibrium position the value of theta should be how much? 0. So it's going to be how much? PE out sine theta integration is minus cos theta from 0 to theta. You can take out minus common, so minus PE cos of theta minus 1, because cos 0 is 1. So this could be given as PE into 1 minus cos theta. So this is the work done in actually rotating a dipole in the electric field by an angle of theta. Agree or not? Now the work done is how much? This much. Now how much energy is stored in this? If I want to know how much energy is stored in probably this thing, that will be nothing but this only. Now let's say the second, one more thing I want to tell you over here. Let's suppose I want to bring this dipole, then let's say if when the dipole is brought in the electric field, let's suppose I have a dipole over here at infinity, initially at infinity. Okay, so if let's suppose this length is 2d, if I bring it in the electric field over here, what happens? The work done in bringing this dipole from infinity to this point will be stored in this as its potential energy. So the potential energy is nothing but the work done. So work done will be how much over here? In this case it's going to be your how much charge we have, minus q E times, and this charge will move an extra distance of how much? 2d compared to this charge. So the energy will be, the work will be done only in moving this, I can say 2d, right? Well, q times 2d is how much? Dipole. So E is going to be how much? Minus of PE. So that is the energy of a dipole in an electrostatic field, and the dipole moment of this should be along the direction of electric field, isn't it? So to bring it slowly, this amount of work is done, and that's given as stored in this as electropotential energy, which is minus of PE. Alright guys, so with this we are done with this electrostatic in the first of that. Now the next topic is going to be the Gauss law, and then we'll be talking about the conductors. Okay, I'm sure you guys have learned something, and if you have learned, if my videos are helpful to you, please do share with your friends as well and let them learn. And of course, like and subscribe if you like this video, if you like my teaching thing, and do let me know in the comment box if you probably want to have some changes or any sort of suggestions for me. Definitely I would welcome all those kind of stuff. Okay, anyways guys, thanks for watching, keep learning. I'm gonna come back with the next topic, that's a Gauss law. See you guys very soon. Take care. Bye bye.